so you still can't figure out whether you should manage the property yourself or you should go out and hire property management. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a couple things to think about. Coming up. Hey there, it's Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, helping you to grow your money and your mindset so that you can get closer to the lifestyle that you really want to lead faster. Now, on this channel, I'll be sharing weekly tips and strategy videos just like this. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And you also want to make sure that you leave your comments and click the links that are in the section below. This is one of the ways that you can get the most value out of the community. But as for today, I want to come back to this whole question of whether or not it makes sense for you to self-manage or go out and hire a property management company for your investment properties. And as you probably know me by now, what I want to do is give you different things to think about, and then at the end of the day, you really need to make the decision that's going to be best for you. So let's tackle the question of self-management first. And I'd like to leave you with kind of more of the positive sides of each one of these arguments. When you think about self-managing, of course, one of the biggest things that people will talk about is the amount of control that you can have. So for those of you who like control, by being able to self-manage, no one is going to be able to do the job as best as you're going to be able to do. So you really maintain a high level of control when you go out and manage the property yourself. One of the other things that people like to talk about is the fact that there is also a lot more money that goes into your bank account or into your bank account, basically. Because when you're managing the property, there's less money that you're actually paying to someone else. So all of the profits go directly to you. And then I guess another one of the really positive parts of managing a property yourself is the fact that you can also gain lots and lots of experience, really be able to become a subject matter expert in the area of property and managing your properties, because you are spending your time, you're gaining experience, and it's something that, well, that you will be able to once again do a lot better because you're doing that day to day. Now, I know that we did a video and we talked about it in the past of how to go out and pick a property management company, and we'll probably leave that somewhere here in the video as well. But I want to also now switch over and talk about some of the positive things about being able to use or work with a very qualified property management company. And so at the same time I talked about the highest level of control, when you are using a property, working with a property management company, it's really about being able to have extremely efficient operations. And what do I mean by that? By being able to have extremely efficient operations, you're probably not going to have the same level of control. But one of the things I've learned in my corporate days is actually when you're leading a team of people, it's not necessarily about everybody being able to do things the exact same way you do. It's about being able to drive the team towards a common goal and being able to drive the team there, which means you're going to have to give up some control, but overall the operations can be much more efficient when you are using and working with a property management company. The other thing is when you're looking at the best use of your time. So when you're working with the property management company, they're actually focused on the day-to-day operations and making sure that your residents or tenants are very well taken care of. They understand the pre-screening process, the application process, the follow-up process, so that you can actually use your time as a real estate investor or entrepreneur in the areas that provide you and the people that you're in touch with the highest return. So being able to have your time used in the best way is one of the greatest reasons for using a property management company. And then lastly, I would say is you be able to capitalize on the experience of others and being able to make a much larger impact. And what do I mean by that? It's very similar to you being the CEO of a company and making sure that the entire organization is focused on the right things at the right times. I mean, can you imagine if the CEO of Apple was not only managing the strategy of the company, but was also selling you your iPhone at each one of the stores? Well, if you don't want to have that kind of thought, then one of the main reasons of being able to work with a qualified property management company is that they can allow you to focus on driving the strategy while they are focused on delivering day to day. So in having their experience is something that is valuable and very well received by the residents and tenants. So like I said, I think I prefer to work with property management companies because it's also a matter of scale and wanting to be able to house hundreds or thousands of families. And these are just some of the different arguments or some of the different things that you want to take into consideration, whether or not self-managing is the right thing for you and your business, or you want to look at having or teaming with a qualified property management company. So I always like to leave you with a question of the day. And so today's question is very simple. Based on some of the things that we've talked about, how many of these different items resonate with you? And also, which is the right model for you? Is it for you to self-manage, or is it to work with a qualified property management company, and why? So this is Billy Keels. It's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.